All right. Well, while people are joining in, I wanted to introduce myself, and maybe this is the first time you're watching one of my live streams. My name is Holly Holfeltz, and I am a healer. I'm a channel. I'm a psychic. I always giggle a little when I say that one because apparently I'm still getting used to it after all these number of years. Highly intuitive most of my life. I didn't really realize I was psychic until like 4 or 5 years ago after I had kids, and it just all sort of opened up a whole nother space for me multidimensionally. It was amazing. So, but I really resonate lately with that label of healer, and I've been working on my own healing journey for a number of years, and it's led me to some amazing techniques and resources and people that have really been able to support me in my journey, and I've supported me in my journey. I'm feeling called to really say that as the channeling begins, and you should acknowledge this for yourself. No matter who you ask to support you and you bring into your healing process, you're supporting yourself by actually doing the work. Okay, you're supporting yourself, and you're also supporting this sort of grid around you, which is amazing. If we can, we talk about this as I'm teaching these sacred codes of awe classes, these DNA classes in my private group, which you can still jump into and join these classes live. They're going all throughout the year. Each month I go live to teach a little bit more and to do more DNA activations. So if you really like this experience that you're going to have here, then you can join a group and get one a month. And it's only $111 to join that group. It's a lifetime membership. So it's just a small investment in yourself. But like I said just a moment ago, congratulations on investing in yourself. And for me, that's been a number of different programs and a lot of financial investment and time and digging deep and doing the work and pushing things away and then letting them come back into my sphere. That's happening. For example, a EFT, emotional freedom technique. I pushed it away for a really long time, and I think it was because I was a little shy. Like you didn't want to be seen like in public, tapping. What is this? Even in my car, I didn't want to be seen tapping. And so last summer I had this grand opening of myself of being able to do mantras in public, like in the lounge area, the outside lounge area at my health club while people are like coming and going and swimming, and I just want to do mantras and close my eyes and be outdoors and have somebody else watch my kids. That's the otherwise I'd go to the forest and do mantras. If somebody was watching my kids in the forest, that would be great, but it doesn't happen. And so it was a breakthrough for me of not feeling embarrassed. And so now as tapping has circled back into my sphere in the last couple months, really honestly, and that tells you it doesn't take a lot of experience for you to use tapping and to want to teach other people about it, okay? A few people are joining. Hello, say hi. Hi, Dominique. Say hello when you're popping on. So yeah, you're doing the work. So congratulations, you healing yourself. You're going to have these codes of awe, the sacred geometry images that are going to speak to your pineal gland, okay, and transfer that knowledge and that intelligence and that conversation to your DNA on a cellular level inside your body. Okay, so that's like a really probably clunky, but good everyday understanding of what's going on. And so how are you seeing it with your third eye? Well, your third eye sees, even though it's like right here and it looks like your forehead. But you looking at it, they're so closely, the optical nerves and these things, it's all very close together back in there. I mean, they knew what they were doing when they built the humans, okay? Yeah, I think that we were kind of built, I'm not really sure about evolution necessarily. I mean, unless you call being seeded by the Palladians over hundreds of thousands of years evolution, I guess we did. That's another live stream. Okay, we're going to be talking about a lot of multidimensional things right now, and I don't want to get it super heavy about what's going on, but I also want to keep it really real so you guys can get some perspective on, it's like that channeling is coming through. It's like on what they want, what is really important to keep in mind. So Let me just take a break and so I can think about where I'm at. I'm gonna pop open my soda water, get water. You guys are gonna want a lot of water. Hi guys, how are you? So good to have you on here. Have you guys shared this live stream somewhere? Share it, please. Let's get it out there. So when you're healing yourself, you're healing the grid around you. Your family's going to experience healing from you taking part in this activation. And the more activations you can do, you can imagine, you can go back and use these codes. And if you know somebody who's really having a big fearful time, you can do this. You don't have to be a certified codologist to, not to teach them how to do it. That's different. I'm leading you, I'm certified, but to take these codes and visualize them running through that person's body that you want to help calm down. Okay, your child, your spouse, whoever it might be. Whatever, you know, you can do that for them on behalf of them. And sometimes it's nice to get permission from their higher self, or even permission from them if they're woo-woo. If they are part of your family, just go ahead and do it. I mean, you can get permission from your higher self, but if they're living in your household, you need to clear and heal the household grid. You just need to do that, okay? So, I'm trying to think of where we want to go first. I want to talk a little bit about emotional freedom technique while I've got the screen big on me before I move to share the screen with an amazing code, which I do want to have on while we're doing the EFT. So EFT is amazing because you have your eyes open, and you can also be receiving a code of awe, a DNA activation at the same time by looking at something while you're tapping. And so let's explain a little bit about what this is all about and the tapping on your body. And yes, I'm going to ask you to touch your face, even though you're supposed to be washing your hands and not touching your face. Just wash your hands. It's good to wash your hands and mouth out before DNA activation. I don't know why. I'm learning it from my master trainer. So if you want to take a moment to do that, go ahead. You're not going to miss much. I'll take a little sip of water and slow down. Maybe I will share this out one more place while we're waiting here. Share to a group. Just go ahead, share it out. Lightworker live feeds. Might as well. Okay. So you took a second. You are back. You don't have to do the protocols. If it feels good to you, do the protocols. I want to make sure that I'm still able to see live comments as you guys come in. So tapping, while you're tapping on parts of your body, this is a really quick understanding of tapping. You're actually hitting meridian points, and meridians are, if you follow ancient Chinese medicine, the Chinese believe the energy is moved through the body in different meridian points, different channels, I guess is the best way I can say it. They call this energy qi. And so you have different life force energy, okay? And you know, it comes through all parts of your body. So you've got your like your grand meridian running down the center, and you've got all these other ones that run throughout various parts all over. And so this is another thing when you're doing code activations. I'll sometimes instruct you to send the code to all of your embodied chakras, like all of your chakras. I don't know what chakras are. We'll get there, but I'm probably going to skip that lesson today. You send it to all of your chakras and all of your meridians. Okay, so I'll say that. That's good for you to know. So tapping, EFT also uses meridian points as a way of sort of massaging. I mean, I'm going to have to go ahead and get way more sciencey and study on this to give you what's going on. But you're activating by touching, by tapping, by this repetition, by also being able to slow down and stay in the present moment instead of activating your the amygdala. That's this organ in your brain that it senses the fight or flight or flight or freeze or whatever. Okay, and so you're calming that down so you don't check out of the situation. It's very, very important because we've gone through so much of our life, like checking out of things. And oh, hello, here we are right now, not being able to handle an incredible circumstance that we do find ourselves under. So, and it's really important, you know, I really want to kind of play into talking about, I'm not trying to say, don't prepare and don't do what you need to do to feel safe for your family. Okay. What I am trying to tell you to do is, and I'll tell you it again, but check in with yourself. And if interacting with a certain person or a social media outlet, a group on Facebook or whatever it might be, if doing that causes you more panic and stress, you've prepared, you've gone shopping, you've got the toilet paper, that's a little joke, but hopefully you're getting food and stuff like that. And so you've done all of that over the course of the past couple of weeks. I mean, I started a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, let me get some canned goods. I don't know what's going on, but we can always have canned goods. I mean, they're canned goods. I knew I had a power outage coming up. I didn't want to like a planned power outage. I didn't want to load up my freezers, but I did that today. I went for the freezer load up because all that is over, and we're just doing it. We're just doing it. And so I could feel the panic at the store when I was there, especially at Costco. And I think the reason why for that was because there's a lot of emptiness. So if you're going out to the stores, send your husband. Okay. You know, if anytime, check in. And if doing a certain thing gets you freaked out, stop doing it. Such really basic advice. But we like have to watch this car accident go down. We have to watch this train wreck. And we want to know what's going on. So you can stay informed. You can go to Google and you can say top news stories about coronavirus. Like if you really want to open up the door, do it. Maybe be there with your husband so he can support you, you can support each other. You both are going through this together. It's time to bond with the people around you, okay? But sitting there getting all amped up on Facebook with the articles and the news stories that are popping up that are causing somebody else to panic and want to share that panic, maybe they're thinking I'm sharing as a precautionary, but I don't know. Has everybody, like, are we forgetting that you can go to Google and you can Google for news stories? We can still just be posting pictures about our kids and our cats, our dogs, and our business on Facebook. I mean, let's be real, it's business too, it's face business. So we can be doing all of that without, like, we all have access to the news, okay? So maybe if you live in a place where you don't have access to the news and you need Facebook, then you're just gonna wanna do like once a day check-ins, okay? If there's some reason why you somehow don't have access to the news, but you do have access. I don't know what world this would be. But like, so there's a lot of things you can do to start calming your nervous system down. And I'm going to show you two techniques right now. We're just going to get it going. This is the first code that I wanted to share with you. Take a drink of water. Drink some water if you don't have water. Take a couple of deep breaths. This code is it's epic. It's epic how amazing sacred geometry is, because this is code number 13. I mean, and today's the 13th. And this is a code that is the absolute healing of your amygdala code of awe. This is what the code is called. Absolute healing amygdala code of awe. And you know, this is a code that helps to heal the impression that's going on in our amygdala, the panic, the fight or flight syndrome, but like what's going on in there has been sort of, it's left its impression. So even if you stay away from the news, and even if you like self-quarantine and don't talk to anybody and you just live out your happy life, that you're still going to have some of this resonance coming up. And the reason why is they're having explained to you, here's where we're going to get multidimensional and spiritual. And just start interacting with this code. Just start looking at this code, okay? Just start breathing deeply. Let me guide you in activating this code within yourself. But for right now, just look at it, keep your eyes open. So, I don't know where I was going. I'm trying to see if it's going to come back. Oh, yes. Okay. So one of the reasons why we're feeling so much fear and why the panic set in and why we had the overbuying of toilet paper, whatever it might be, we've all had previous experiences And if you don't believe in past lives, let's put it this way. History has had previous experiences where people have been quarantined for whatever reason, whether it's forced, whether they get stuck somewhere, like they are unable to get out, they really, they're afraid. They have the plague is everywhere, and you just have to stay home, and then they start starving. Apparently, you start pooping all over the place, and like having to use your hand. And back in the day, there wasn't a lot of like clean water to just go rinse that off. And so I joke as I'm going through this, but these are the experiences historically that our collective consciousness holds. Okay, so even if you don't believe in past lives, even if you're not there yet, you are experiencing, we're here to heal some of the collective wounding that humanity has occurred. It's not just your karma. It's not just that you had an experience where all of a sudden your rights were taken away, you couldn't leave, or you got very, very sick and you died of a disease that took you out really quickly and was affecting people around you. Yeah, I mean, there's a high likelihood that has happened to each and every one of us in past life. But don't believe in past life, you're not there. It has happened in history to other humans, and we are here healing that. So interact with this code. Take a deep breath. All right, there was a meme that showed an empty grocery store toilet paper aisle and an alien, and the alien was saying that this reaction to the toilet paper is why we can't tell you the truth about aliens. And I thought that it was so humorous that this looks a little bit like an alien right here. And I have a different feeling about aliens. I don't love to watch abduction shows on like ancient aliens. My favorite show in the whole world, Ancient Aliens. But I do like to hear about them and to understand more of what that process was in ancient Egypt. They're talking to the gods and goddesses, and you know what? They're probably actually talking to different type of alien beings that are here to support the evolution of the human experience. So this code here is healing throughout evolution all the experiences that have brought fear into the collective consciousness. This is healing you if you believe in past lives. If you're one of those folks like me that really does have that true belief, this is healing the experiences that you've had in a past life. There I go, coughing. Everybody's gonna be like, does she have corona? I have allergies and a dry throat because I've been talking. So use this code, interact with it here. I do want to do a little starting invocation before we go deeper. So go ahead. Actually, everybody close your eyes for a moment, and you might actually see this code in your eyesight, which is amazing. It's already making an impression in your pineal gland and sending that on a cellular level throughout your body, even without you sending it there with your intention. But let's go ahead and just unite ourselves really quick. I got ahead of myself. I should have done this in the beginning. But let's open up our crown chakra and imagine this glorious white pillar of light coming through us. And this glorious pillar of light it's connecting all through our center vertical channel. This is all of our embodied chakras, all the way down to the center of the earth. And it's connecting all of us here on this live stream. And in a way that time folds continuously, it's connecting us all who are watching this replay to those who have experienced this healing. And through this connection grid, we can heal the areas around us. The more people that can be supported with this type of healing, we can start healing the world. And know that you're doing it just by healing yourself. This is the process of healing the healer within. So let me give this invocation. Creator of all beings, angels and archangels, my higher self, my personal team of guides, teachers, and angels, and also inviting the higher selves of all those watching this session, all of their guides, teachers, angels. I request the following for all attendees of these sessions in all versions, on all multidimensional levels, in all concepts of time, all subconscious, conscious, superconscious, collective unconscious, all of those levels. I would ask them to receive these sacred activations, these clearings, in the best way possible for them and in line with their higher self. Taheja Antadori. Now go ahead and open your eyes. This code is already becoming active in those of you who have been watching it, seeing how it starts to kind of vibrate before your eyes. If you've taken a DNA class from me, I have a series that I put out last December that teaches you a little bit about how this all works, slows it down. So you'll want to catch those if this is your first and you want to learn more. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the process of sending this throughout your body. So it can be working on the inside, and then we're going to go and we're going to do a tapping script together. So go ahead and pull this, breathe this in through your third eye. Imagine you're inhaling it through your third eye, and close your eyes after you do so. So breathe in. And close your eyes, and then as you exhale, imagine it's going down through all of your chakras, down to the root chakra, down to the Mother Earth, all the way up to your crown chakra. Exhale. Inhale again. And then as you exhale, imagine it going through all of your body meridians, into all of your cells, so that it can penetrate and have effective change on a DNA level. Go ahead and exhale. Inhale and open your eyes. And it's so easy to use these codes to support other people just by doing that same visualization. You do it with yourself first, and then you lend that visualization support in your mind to them. And you just watch this code sort of scanning their whole entire body. And also, we have a vibrational field around us. It's these shields of protection. So just like these circular rings wrap around, we can imagine these different layers of shielding. If you just imagine this person standing right in the center of this code, or even imagine yourself standing in the center of this code. These are all ways that you can support your children from picking up on any of this energy. They don't know what's going on necessarily, but be sure that they're feeling the energy, because they're some of the most sensitive beings our children are. So let me go back to where I was at. Let's talk a little bit about tapping. I'm going to leave the code up here because I still want you to be looking at it. So tapping includes having a setup statement and tapping on what's called the karate chop point. So you want to look at me for a moment. This is your karate chop point. Either hand, it doesn't matter. So whatever feels comfortable for you. And you repeat this setup statement, sort of anchors you in what you're going to be tapping on. You repeat it 3 times while tapping on that setup statement. And it's kind of a fast tap, and it's not, you don't have to be tapping yourself hard. You want to be able to feel it, but it can be a light, comforting tapping touch. But I'm super stressed and angry. I probably do it a lot harder on myself than when I'm just working through and experiencing how tapping helps as a continued use sort of support tool. And then you go through and you tap like your eyebrow. Okay, so it's just above one of the 2 eyebrows. You can even tap with your fingers and like this C right here. So you could tap like that if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You could just pick one side. You do the side of the eye, you do under the eye, like where this cheekbone is right here. Under the nose, you keep tapping while we're going to be saying things. You do your chin right here, you're tapping. Your collarbone is actually, so you take the little divot right here, you go down and then over. And this is one that I actually do like to take my hand, kind of like a backwards, it depends on which hand you're using, a regular C or a backwards C, and you use it to tap on both sides. It's this sort of more bony part that's on either side of your collarbone right there. So you're tapping here, and then the next place is right here. It's, if you're a gal, it's super easy. It's like right where your bra line is right here. But it's about a hand's width below your armpit if you're measuring, if you're male and you're measuring because you've never really worn a bra. There's that. So, and then you go to the top of your head. And in some you might read an article online that has you start with the top of your head and run through. you're going in a circle, so it's this process after a while, and I don't know that it matters a lot. I start with the eyebrow, and then it's sort of like I end with the top of my head. So I'm going to tap with you. You're going to watch this code. You're going to just have it right there in front of you. And we're going to start tapping. We're going to start tapping on, although I feel pretty calm right now, but this is something that you can call back into, and I'm going to actually post the script in the comments of this live stream so that you can have this script for yourself, and you can use it, you can put it on your phone or whatever you need to do so that it's there for you when you're in that moment, when you go to your car after the grocery store, or maybe even before you go to the grocery store, you want to do some tapping so that you can remain calm and get your list taken care of. This is a resource for you. You could even be looking at this on your phone, take a screenshot. There's so many ways that you can use this. All right, so the setup statement here, you say it 3 times. You can say it exactly the same 3 times, or you can say it a little bit different 3 times. So you don't want to take it onto a variety of different subjects. So here's how I set it up. And I'm going to give 3 different statements so that you can get an idea of it. You might have a favorite one that you just want to use out of all 3 of these, or you might want to create your own. So let's tap the karate chop point. Even though I feel all this fear in my body, I love myself and accept how I feel. Even though I feel anxious and nervous about this virus, I love myself and accept how I feel. Even though I feel stress and fear about the spread of this virus, I love myself and accept how I feel. Okay, that's your setup statement. We're going to go to the eyebrow. All this fear, and you tap about 5 to 7 times. All this fear, so much fear in my body. This fear has a grip on me. All this anxiety has got a hold on me. I can feel it in my body. So much fear and stress. It's safe to feel it now. I can feel this fear now, and I can let it go. It's safe to feel this fear and anxiety, and it's safe to let it go. I don't need this fear to be safe. I can let it go now. It's safe to release this fear. It's safe to feel safe. Letting go of any remaining fear. Releasing this anxiety and stress from my mind and body. I don't need this fear or stress anymore. I'm letting it go. It's safe to let go of this anxiety, and it's safe to feel safe. Feeling relaxed and calm now. It's safe to feel safe. I am safe and sound. My body feels good. I'm healthy and strong. I'm healthy and strong. I can breathe easily. It feels so good to feel so safe, so healthy, so calm. I am healthy. I am calm. So that's 1 round of tapping. Okay. And one thing that I forgot to mention is it's kind of nice to note so that you can notice this for yourself, how it's working for you on a therapeutic level. So before you begin, you would rate your fear, your panic, your anxiety on a scale of like 1 to 10 or whatever. Mine was pretty low, probably why I forgot to tell you about that, because I wasn't feeling an intense bit of emotion in that moment. So you rate that, and then you go through the rounds of tapping. And as you can see, they're pretty simple statements, but you're giving recognition to what you're feeling, and you're allowing yourself to feel it. Okay, you're staying present with the moment. And then you're actually inviting yourself to feel safe feeling that experience, and then inviting yourself to let it go, and reminding yourself that you don't need it to feel safe. There's a lot of times in our past collective consciousness that we needed this fear to stay safe. And we do. I mean, this fear needs to get us to this forum to do some preparations. Okay, it just needs to happen. The reality is there's a pretty killer virus going on, and it's different than what we're used to experiencing. And we have the fear of the unknown. We have the fear of not really knowing what's going to happen. So you can also, if that's a big deal, if the fear of the unknown, like what happens if we can't go to work, and that you can tap on the fear of the unknown. You'd say, even though, I have this panic about my bills, I accept how I feel and I love myself. Even though I have this panic about my bills, and you would tap through all these bills. I don't know what I'm going to do. And you would give yourself a way to vocalize it through a little bit of tapping. And if you need support creating a script, there's online resources that you can go to, like creating a script for tapping or sample script for tapping, and you just sort of insert the words that make it very specific. You don't want to rely on super general tapping scripts, because you want to bring it, you really want to bring it in. Okay, and then what's really very, very important, some tapping resources explain to you to start or do a round of tapping where you're saying very positive things. And you can actually get a list of affirmations that make you feel good, and you can say those while you can continue this. We did 4 rounds of tapping basically, but you can get some positive affirmations and you can tap while you're saying them. You don't just have to tap when you're feeling panicky and needing to stay in place with the moment. You can also tap just to help infuse the meridians in your body with the energy of that positive statement and that positive reinforcement. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this resource, okay? The important thing as you're using it is to implement some positive feelings, some things that help raise your frequency and your vibration, and have that go into your body chemistry in that moment. And so with that in mind, we're going to go to another code. So this is a really beautiful code. I need to go to my Codes of Awe book so that I can make sure I read details to you about this code. So this is called the Distraction Awareness Removal to Attune with Higher Self Choices Code of Awe. Just going ahead and reading and meditating on the title of this code, the name of this code that was given by the creator, Yvonne Delafleur. I'm not sure I gave credit to her in the beginning for the creator of these codes and for certifying me as a codologist. I'm blessed and honored to be part of this healing modality with her. But this is the Distraction Awareness Removal to Attune with Higher Self Choices Code of Awe. So you just slow it down. You say, oh, okay, my higher self is trying to help me make some choices. I might not be listening to it because I'm so fucking distracted, excuse me, but I'm so distracted by everything else and the news and the media. And every time I go onto Facebook, which used to be my place to like be, I'm just filled with fear, okay? And like I said, we need to shut off the technology, and you need to go to that meditative place. I heard the other day that even my husband is like, what am I going to do? He's like, I have nothing to watch. There's no sports. There's nothing happening, and I'm over here like, well, maybe we should try meditating. And he's, of course, watching the news right now and glued to the news. And he's like, this coronavirus has me glued to the news. And I'm like, well, you'd still be watching sports if sports are still on. I mean, don't kid yourself. And I kept it real for him. And he breathed a sigh of relief. And he's like, oh, you're right. I would be distracting myself with better choices. His hobby is watching sports. I mean, that's what he does. But this allows you, we'll go on a higher vibration than just the watching sports, and the ability to tune in with what's really, really, really important. Being able to be a supportive person in your community is going to be really important in the next few weeks, because there's definitely going to need to be like checking on your neighbors in some way. What do they need? Do you have some toilet paper that can you spare a square? Like, what do they need? Do they need to eat dinner with you because they're just one person, and maybe they live on a really limited income? It's like, how are they stocking up? They can't get their monthly check to come any faster. They're retired. So what can you do to support them? Can you help run any errands? Can you do something so they don't have to go out and somebody, it's all about that. If we're so focused on what we're feeling and what's happening across the globe, we cannot support what the choices that our higher self is trying to send to us. So this code here, this beautiful, beautiful pink. I always feel like these beautiful pink colors are it's a heart chakra color for me, this rose quartz color. And I always feel like these are like protection codes. And this one especially looks like a flower. And then I always think of the flower of life. So please allow yourself to interact with this code. Take some nice deep breaths. Go ahead and breathe in. Keep your eyes open, watching this code start to move and vibrate and become alive. So this code is beneficial for putting your attention back to what it should be on instead of the scattered too many places at the same time. This is a code that will help you take away the need for the distraction. We are so addicted to our social media connection that trying to stay away, especially right now, is going to be challenging, and this code can support you. Look at this code instead. Put it on your phone so that you see it when you're logging in, and it can be a reminder. Last week, you guys, I was alone with my kids. My husband was out of town at a conference. It scared me now that all this is happening. I'm like, you were at a conference? Like, oh. But I put little fake tattoos. Well, let's be real. My kids put them on my ankles and my calves and on my hands because it was a fun activity. But it was just the best reminder to take a deep breath before reacting and before maybe even making a big deal out of something that really didn't need to be a big deal. And that it's, I mean, I don't know that I'd ever get a hand tattoo, but I really like that idea. Maybe I will get fake tattoos so that when I'm momming alone for a few days, I can put it on. Maybe that's something that you want to do. Get a fake tattoo, put it on your hand, help remind you to stay calm and stay in the present moment. That can be on your phone, for example, for when you want to check in. You can see this, you can be reminded, do I need to be going into that space? How is that going to make me feel? Check in with your heart, send this code to your heart chakra. In fact, let's do that right now. So let's go ahead and breathe this code in through our third eye. So inhale. Close your eye and you'll see this image of the code. It's beautiful the way this happened. You'll see it in your space of your third eye. Go ahead and send it with your breath down to your heart chakra. You can put your hand on your heart if you want to. And then imagine this code is kind of radiating all around you, starting at the heart, all the way around you, offering you this pink protection, filling up your space from head to toe, all around you. Go ahead and take a nice breath in and open your eyes again. And you just say, connecting to my higher self, how can I be of service? How can my energy be served in the best way for myself and for my family in this moment? Ask these questions before you tune into any platform of media, news media, social media, that gives you panic and makes you fearful and makes you highly distracted from what's really, really important. Go ahead and inhale. And then as you exhale, close your eyes and imagine this is going through all of your chakras internally as you exhale and all of your meridians. Go ahead and breathe in. Part of helping to transmute this code on all various levels is using sound tones. And so I'm going to sing the sound tone of ah, like Om. In fact, Om is a nice one. You can do that one too if you feel most comfortable with that. Any vowel sound, really. But let's tune in with the ah sound. So go ahead and inhale. Ah. I went for a run this morning. I often like to do that before I have sessions with clients because it's like my channel opens up. And it became very clear to me today when I was away from the distractions and I was just listening to instrumental music. I wasn't listening to anything, any vocals or anything of that nature. It became very clear to me that there's a purpose for this big shift in people leaving, transitioning, deciding to go. And you might say, well, they're not deciding, they're getting a virus. And I also want to remind you, and it's being called for me to remind you, that everything is decided upon. Okay. And we have our free will and how we react to certain experiences. And you might choose to marry somebody, and so your whole life goes this direction. And you think back, well, if I didn't choose to marry that person, my whole life might have gone this direction. And you're completely happy where you're at. But you do realize that's like the lover's card is actually the choice card, because that's one of the biggest choices we have, is to pair up with another person. So there are an infinite number of possibilities and probabilities, because you can make free will decisions. However, as a soul, you kind of say, hey, I'm going to come in, and there's a lot of old people that are being affected by this. So let's just use this example. I'm going to come in and I'm going to be born in, 1945. Okay. And it's going to be a really tumultuous time to come into this world. My parents are going to be dealing with wartime thoughts. I mean, it's war. We have the world wars going on. And maybe even though these people were born already and they're living their childhood and their youth in this sort of energy, they have really lived it. And they chose to come in at this time and have families and give birth to your parent, your grandparents came in and they gave birth to your parents, who some of them were born, maybe in the 50s. My parents were born in the 50s, late 50s, 60s, 70s. Whenever your parents were born, I might have young people watching this, I might have older people watching this. And these folks, this is another generation where they were being parented by people who were existing probably in a lot of fear and uncertainty, and these frequencies that are coming out. Okay, and so they chose this process of coming in, and they also chose for it to be right before we went on this planetary shift from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age in 2012. And man, oh man, things are speeding up. People are starting to use DNA activations and sacred geometry and sound frequencies. They're starting to realize that the path of yoga and meditation, it's not about a religion, it's about opening your mind up and being able to hear and be free of distractions. It's about being able to quiet your mind down and being able to stay present in your life. Okay, and these are modalities that they didn't have 70 years ago. They weren't working with them. It was a very, very different time. And these people have put in a lot of time. And these are old souls, and they are desperately ready to come back as new souls. Well, I mean, your soul doesn't really change, but they're desperately ready to come back as new humans being born in this new time, when the parents of the children that are being born in the future and the now are using these types of tools on themselves. They're healing themselves so they can be better parents to their children than they felt they received as children. Okay, but again, our parents were children during this time of extreme change, and this process of parenting and the evolution that we're all on, with really being able to self-parent the parts of ourselves that need it. Like, we're scared. Who's taking care of us during these times? That's what these codes are here to support you with. So you can use these codes. You can tune in to what the real focus should be, where you can really be served, by asking your higher self for that, by cutting away the distractions and letting go. So, I don't like these to be extremely long live streams, because I want a lot of people to be able to take advantage of these frequencies. And I mean, we've got busy lives, we have kids, we have everything going on. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little download here before I sign off, and then tell you after that a little bit more about the things that I have going on, how I can support you and help you to remain in a place of joy and in a place of calm and presence of the now, but also really being able to plan for the future, but with a healthy energy, instead of putting out there so much fear. Mm. So go ahead and close your eyes one more time. In the name of divine love and the all chemical powers, I ask that these upgrades, these clearings, and these activations be activated in each attendee of this session and myself on all various levels of consciousness. And I ask that this activation be carried out seamlessly, so it is not affecting anybody on a mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual level, and be able to help them in moving forward with their life, with clarity, with hope, with love. I salute your crystalline avatar self, and I thank you from my crystalline avatar self. It's been a blessing to serve you and the collective in this highest frequency possible, in the highest way possible today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So I mentioned earlier, you can learn a lot more about using sacred geometry and DNA activations, and how to learn about your past lives, how to work in your Akashic records, how to connect more definitely with your higher self and your guides in my private group. As far as sessions, what I'm doing, I used to do a lot of psychic reading sessions, which I still do, but I actually am I'm moving into this healing session realm. After becoming a certified cardiologist last fall, I really feel called to be offering these frequencies as much as possible. So I'm putting together a few packages, and I'm going to be launching them at an amazing rate to be able to support people right now. Just because there's a lot going on, and it's a way I can serve. And if I can help you, you're also helping me. Your energy is helping my family because we're totally self-employed, and we don't get any sort of sick pay or guarantee or anything if we're all sitting at home. So if I can help support you in eliminating fear and activating any parts of you that need to be activated, I'm going to put out a list of different types of activations that I can do with these master codes that I received last fall. They're beautiful codes. One set that I wanted to talk about is these restoration codes that helps put self-faith back into yourself. That really helps connect you with being the creator of your life. There's also a code that's a set of 4. There's a code to support you if you're coming away from a lot of old programming, wherever if this is religious programming or cultural programming or whatever it might be, and you're just really wanting to open up into a much more expansive sort of energy. And it's also a very the one is a very kind of yang energy, and the other one's a yin energy, divine masculine, divine feminine. And there's the nature restoration code, which is absolutely amazing. I'll actually give you a sneak peek of that one, so you can look at it. That's this one right here. This is the nature restoration code. The other codes look completely different from this one, but I have this one up in the background because I have my own here, and I didn't feel called to use this one today because it is a very powerful code. And I think the reason why is because the other 2 codes need to come first. It's sort of in a series of activations. But it's a really, really beautiful code. I want it as a tapestry, in fact, so I can put it behind me. And then there's the 4th code that is helping to activate and to connect you up with those higher realms, with the one source that is all, which is like the mother God frequency. So really, really beautiful set of codes. And normally these 4 codes in this session would be $155 as a session, as a healing session. I'm just going to do them for my normal psychic reading rate of $111. So if you wanted to experience any of those, I'll put out some other packages so that you can find out if there's one that fits you right now. But that one's really calling out for most of humanity could really use those master codes right now. So if you have any desire, if you want to have a personal activation, please reach out to me. We can incorporate quite a few different techniques and healing things within that hour session, as well as doing those code activations. So it's a really, 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 really wonderful gift for yourself. Have a really blessed day. Please do yourself a favor and stay away from social media this weekend. Just do it. Or whenever you watch this, give yourself a break after you watch this. Blessings to you. Peace, love, and light, and namaste.